Note-taking for consecutive interpreting. David Violet here. Hey, I just finished interpreting a hearing, Portuguese-English, and it was quite interesting how remote is different when you're doing consecutive. The defendant would speak, and of course you don't know how long somebody is going to speak. The person may speak for just 5 or 10 words and you will be able to remember it, but if the person continues going, and you haven't decided to take notes from the outset, and it starts turning into a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Sometimes it can go in for 10 minutes, and you will not be able to stop the person. It's interesting in remote because it's even more difficult to intervene and say to the judge or to the prosecutor or somebody, hey, let's interpret now because it's going to get to be quite long. So in remote, you are in this special situation where you will need notes even more sometimes than usual because you're even less able to intervene and say, let's do this in breaks. Of course, sometimes we'll be able to do it in simultaneous. Sometimes you've already worked out a routine, but sometimes that doesn't work, especially with a new client. Another thing about remote that I've found, of course, and I'm sure you found as well, when we look at the pros and cons, is that you can have all of your dictionaries, your documents for the specific case, and your special lists, your glossaries, right there on the screen. I have 2 large screens, which makes it so much easier. I've got DeepL over here ready to go if I need to type something unexpected. I have a list of vocabulary specifically for legal Portuguese over next to it. And of course, I even have my cup of coffee and a cup of water. I always have to have water. It makes me nervous, especially when I'm in a booth. If I don't have water near me, I just feel like insecure. But the very best thing of all about remote for note-taking for consecutive interpreting is you're in your office. You've got everything set up, as I just mentioned, water, coffee, the screens, the documents. But also you got your notepad all ready to go. And you could even have a pile of notepads. And you've got a surface that you can use all to yourself. So actually taking notes in remote works out pretty well because you have all that space. You can be quite a bit better equipped than if you're having to take notes, say, walking around a factory tour or something like that. Of course, we all miss that to some extent, right? I would love to be out there doing consecutive the way we normally do, but there are some strong points, some favorable points to remote when it comes to note-taking for consecutive. Anyway, I just thought that I might mention these interesting aspects of consecutive with notes when doing it remotely. Please tell us about your experiences. Have you had to do so? Have you found pros and cons? One of the other things that I really actually like is that, okay, I'm getting a little older and my hearing is not as good as it used to be. Well, in remote, you simply turn it up. Oh, be very careful not to turn it up too much because it can damage your ears. You should have, as my teachers always said, set the volume at the lowest level possible where you can receive the entire message. You can understand the entire meaning of the message. So you're going to raise it to that point and then lower it to a point when you're still just at the limit of still being able to hear everything. If the person is too far away from the microphone or the reception is too poor, well, don't turn it up in those cases because there may be an unexpected loud sound and that will damage your ears. Anyway, that's one of the advantages I've found in remote is that the fact that my hearing is not that great has been compensated by the fact that we're always using equipment. If you have any stories, any anecdotes, any ideas about the pros and cons of remote, especially for consecutive interpreting with notes, and actually in my book, consecutive is always with notes, Please put your comments below. Maybe you disagree with me. If you like this video, please give us a like. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more of these videos. And check out the QR code that should appear on the screen about now. It will lead you to my free course on symbols, which you can take for free. It's a short course with a few ideas about how to make symbols, how to invent them, how to borrow them, and how to use them. And then we will be having a full course on consecutive with notes when I get that prepared. Wishing you a nice day, and signing off, David Violet here, and see you in the next video.